He's the most necessary voice in the world today, in America today, period. Rogan is the most necessary voice in America today. Listen, let me put it to you this way. Everybody better protect this guy. Everybody better protect this guy. Because if he, some people are saying, well, he's kind of also being bullied to not talk about it. Where it's like, hey, he's going to go back to only talking about hallucinogens, mushrooms and aliens and all that, and he's going away from COVID, right? They're kind of bullying him for him to be silenced in a way. You have to know that is a very, very necessary guy. But here's the big but. This is the big but. And it's what I said to Rogan when I went on the podcast with him. And I was doing my best to get him to think about this. And I think it's actually going to happen, to be honest with you. I think it's going to happen. I think, here's what I'm convinced. Say Spotify, they went from a $70 billion company a year and a half ago. The market hasn't tanked. They've lost. They went from a $60 billion company to a $36 billion company. They've lost $24 billion.
Almost cut in half.
Since signing Rogan. Okay. Now, this is not a Rogan thing. They've just lost that much during that time. Neil Young alone, they lost $4 billion on this one guy. And if all these other guys show up, they lose money. Now, let me give you a complete different perspective on this. Let's say Spotify. What do you think of the chance of Spotify dropping Rogan? Give me a percentage.
No, I don't. Zero.
No, it's not zero. You can't say zero.
I think there would be.
You cannot say zero.
Such insane backlash.
Give me a number.
Against Spotify.
Give me the number.
Less than 2%.
You think it's less than 2%? What do you think the number is?
Canceling Rogan?
To me, I'm going to put it at 50 if they're losing that amount of money.
All right, so here we 40. Go. Okay, I think it's 10%. I don't think it's 50%, but I'm 10%. Okay, 2, 50, 40, 10%. Fine. Here's the thing. Let's say they do it. Let's go there. Spotify, if you're listening to this, let's say you go there. Okay. Well, no. Actually, go there.
No, I'm there.
Because you're gonna see you're gonna see if this happens. What happens? Go ahead and cancel Rogan. Who's the first person that's gonna call Rogan? Give me the first person that's going to call Rogan.
Apple Music?
Nope.
I'm sorry.
Nope. No way.
Any major media company?
One person's going to call Rogan. It's the first phone call if Rogan gets canceled.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is going to call Rogan.
Did I get that? Okay.
Elon Musk is going to call Rogan saying, here's $20 billion. Let's go whoop everyone's ass. Then Elon's going to say, we're hiring for engineers. Me and Rogan have teamed up with Peter Thiel. We're hiring engineers. We're hiring developers. We're giving big ass bonuses and equity. Come on down. Let's whoop everyone's ass. And that's going to be Elon, Rogan, and Thiel. Who do you think is going to go on that website? And Elon Musk, they just called him JV of EV. Biden said JV of EV. They're not even inviting him to the White House again. And Elon Musk, if you see Elon Musk, what he said about Biden this last week, I don't know if you saw what Elon Musk said about Biden this last week.
It's not favorable.
No, of course it's not favorable because you're talking about Tesla. When you think about EV, when you think about EV, you think about electric
Musk
vehicles.
And Musk only
That's
Tesla.
it.
That's it.
What other name do you think about?
You don't think of Toyota Prius.
You don't think about nobody else. No. And by the way, somebody said, Jimenez said Donald Trump. I disagree. That's not the right guy to bring behind it because that would not help the cause. No. I think it's Elon Musk, Rogan, Peter Thiel, if Spotify drops them. So here's the thing.
Why would Elon Musk need a Peter Thiel?
Peter Thiel, oh my gosh, you must not know who Peter Thiel is.
No, I know who he is, but why would Elon need him?
You don't need him, but you need him. Okay, because Peter Thiel is a true believer. And again, here's a guy that's a gay libertarian who has strong beliefs, but has everything in Silicon Valley. All roads lead to Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is a
mafia, everything.
Oh, he's an underground, tough guy, brilliant guy. You don't mess with that guy. That guy's a genius. You put those three together, then guess what everybody's doing? Everyone's shivering. Everybody is shaking if those three guys back up. So to me, I do think, like right now, how old is Rogan today? Rogan's how old?
I'd say he's early 50s.
He's 50, 53? Okay, how old is Stern? Rogan is what?
Stern has got to be late 60s.
He's 54. Okay, how old is Stern? Go Stern age.
I'm guessing 66.
His age is what? 68. Okay, by the way, he just signed like a 10-year contract and he's 68. So he's going to go to 78. Okay, would you say Rogan's a young 54-year-old? Can we say Rogan's a young 54-year-old?
Yeah.
Okay, so watch this. So Rogan.
And Musk is what, 50?
Yes, Musk is also around the same age. So if these guys teamed up and they started recruiting people, it would be game over. So there is a side that I dare Spotify to do something. I double dare you. Elon would make it a mission of his to go out there and do this. It would be bad news for a lot of people in Silicon Valley and Spotify. It would be great news for free thinkers, for entrepreneurs, for those that just want to sit there and say, I disagree with you. Can we sit down and have a conversation, have some banter? That's what I think. So the concern about if Joe, by himself, wife's not around, girls are not around, daughters are not around, friends are not around, Joey's not around, all these other people are not around that he talks to regularly. He's by himself. You're in the car by yourself driving. You're secured. Nobody's around you. He's sitting there and is like, man, what if Spotify drops me? Okay. I would say, I dare them to drop me. It would be more from that perspective, because then right now he's got a lot of followers. Now you're going to go into, legendary
hyper mode.
No. It's game over type of You talking about now you have a world type of influence at the next level, because now you dictate. Now Elon, Joe's going to be like, okay, let me get a handful of these guys that I like their strategies. Let's go recruit. What do you think that phone call sound like? Hey, I'm Joe Rogan. I noticed you have a podcast. We'd like to have you come to XYZ company with me, Elon Musk, and Peter Thiel. Yeah, what a script.
I'm on my way, bro.
So yeah, I
Could you imagine that?
Yeah. By the way, I don't know why I want to see that.
So do I.
I want to see that.
You know how that idea starts, by the way?
How?
It's just them two on a podcast, one big fat ass joint, Elon Musk taking a hit, Rogan encouraging him, and then boom, voila.
Hey,
I feel like that's happened
we
before.
are recruiting people. If you want to be in, text us at this number. Here's a link. Go subscribe. Let's start. So I don't know. So to me, people have to protect Joe, and I think Elon, in a way, is a protector of ideas. I think Elon and a handful of other people who are very powerful in their own way, boom, let's go, and they're going to go on
Do you
the
think
run.
Elon actually has those types of aspirations to putting together
What are you talking about? That's nothing to him. The guy wants to go marry aliens, according to what you want to say.
He wants to live on Mars.
So if he wants to go on Mars, what's harder, living on Mars or kicking everyone's ass in Silicon Valley? I'm sorry, it's living on Mars. This is nothing to him. It's chump change.
I think that they could do that, or that's a possibility that's not going to influence whether or not Spotify drops them. I think they're going to look at it purely as a business move, is that if it gets to the point where enough people say, if you don't drop them, we leave, and their bottom line gets to a certain number, then they'll get rid of them just based on that, kind of irrespective of what they think might happen. But
is their number hemorrhaging because of Rogan? That can't be the reason.
No, I mean, I'm sure it's impossible to quantify. I have no doubt that there's a lot of factors to it, but to me, again, like at some point, if they just continue to lose, and I mean, I'm still sitting here a little bit reeling from the fact that Neil Young cost him $4 billion by leaving. How the fuck is that even possible? Spotify lost $4 billion from him leaving.
Type it in. Put Neil Young, $4 billion Spotify.
To me, that's surprising, I guess. But
I'd be shocked if people under 30 even knew who Neil Young was.
I mean, and that's the thing, right? It's Spotify. Like, if you look at a lot of older musicians, like, they have very small followings on there, most of them.
Look at that, right there. Spotify loses $4 billion in market value after Neil Young controversy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so you think it's not an impact. It's an impact. So I guarantee the board...
There's no way they're not looking at that.
The board has got so much pressure. Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you right now, Joe, Elon, Peter, I'm telling you, 2 to 3 have plenty of experience running companies going up against bigger enemies. I mean, Tesla went up against... Who's a bigger mafia than Ford, GM, Chrysler, Toyota? Tell me who's a bigger mafia. Who is a bigger mafia? You go take their lunch? Yeah. Are you kidding me? This guy took their lunch. Yeah. This is no joke. This is not an easy industry to take their lunch. You're talking about that guy. He didn't say, let me create a new website called Facebook and let's go create something new. He said, what does everybody use? A car. Let me go make cars. What? And beat everybody. That's hard. This is not hard. That's hard. So yeah, so if this keeps happening, stuff like this, let me make your job easier for you, Spotify. I resign, okay? You pay me $100 million, no problem. Elon's willing to pay me $1 billion. Elon will sign a $1 billion 20-year contract with Joe Rogan. That's what he would do in a heartbeat. Hey, Joe, $50 million a year for 20 years. Do the podcast on my show. That's what Elon would do, okay? And $50 million a year to Elon Musk is what? It's like you going to Starbucks, okay? He ain't even going to feel it, okay? He's going to say, Joe, don't worry about it. Drop Spotify. Send a letter of resignation. It's become too much of a frustration. Let's go whoop some ass together. Everybody would be shitting bricks. Everybody would be calling their mommy saying, Mommy, you will not believe Joe. Oh my gosh, what do we do? Everybody would be in tears saying, this is the one guy crazy enough that can pull it off. That is the one guy. Because when you push true believers who are the best at what they do, who are number one, not complainers that quit and then they say, I'm Joe. You ain't Joe, bro. You're like when somebody leaves a company and I'm going to be the next Joe. No. There's only one Joe in the world. There's only one Elon Musk in the world. If that happens, game over. Yeah. Oh my God. You know what that's like? Frazier against Ali, forget about it. Trump, Hillary, forget about it. I mean, who do you want to put in there? Big Magic against Jordan, 1990, 1991, forget about it. Jordan against Pistons, forget about it. This is going to be the underdogs against the bullies. Let's go bully the hell out of the bullies. These are the guys that are the ragtag people that are showing up. Let's go. It would be freaking entertainment at the highest level. Now, maybe I'm just dreaming.
Pat, you went somewhere with that, by the way. You're on fire right now.
Oh, but I
don't want you to stop.
But I'm telling you right now, I fully tell you right now, the biggest insurance policy is being a worker, is being fair, is being a chill guy that people like. It's being humble, yet competitive, and deliver on the product, willing to constantly improve. You attract the right people in your life. This morning I did a video about talking about the biggest currency to invest into more than Bitcoin, more than Ethereum, more than any stock, more than gold, more than anything. There's nothing more valuable than Bitcoin. Everybody wants to get some more Bitcoin in their wallet or whatever it is. Yeah, there is no currency more valuable than your attitude. There is no currency more valuable than your attitude. No currency more valuable than your attitude. Your attitude is why you're here. You and I met at an insurance event for 8 years. We didn't do nothing. Every year I saw your attitude. I'm like, what? I can't wait to meet that guy. What's the guy? I don't know his name, but I like meeting this guy. I'm like, Adam, what's up? And then, hey, this is Adam. Hey, let me tell Adam, you got to do content. Your attitude is the most expensive currency. You have money. That's fine. You have crypto. That's fine. Your attitude is worth 20 times more than all the money you got in the world. Look at Joe's attitude. It's freaking attractive. Look at Elon's attitude. It's attractive. And some people don't like attractive attitude. That attitude is worth billions. Forget the $100 million contract. You can't teach Joe's attitude. That attitude is very, very attractive. And the attitude, you know what's the best thing about a great attitude? You know what's the great thing about a big attitude? What business are you and I in? What industry are we in?
We're in insurance, financial services.
There is not a bigger insurance policy than a great attitude. Because you're protected for the rest of your life. Because your attitude, who can take your attitude away from you? It's yours. Every organization, every company, every city, every state, every country wants people with better attitudes. It goes back to your voting system in your book that you talk about. We're the 500 people, and the people that have done most for that, it's what? It's a form of an attitude. You want to contribute to your society, to the society you live in. So
yeah, I mean, they're not going to nominate people with shitty attitudes.
No, they're not.
So.
They're just not going to do it. And by the way, we're not going to bring somebody back on our podcast with a shitty attitude 3 times. Your attitude is freaking awesome. It goes to you. Your attitude is sick. Every time you come here, it's attractive. There's something. Here's a Navy SEAL that if you wanted to could go out there and do a lot of harm to people. Just a chill guy you're talking to, laughing, chopping it up, different kind of conversations. So I don't know, more and more I'm getting excited about this. More and more I kind of want to see this happen.
As you went there, you literally...
So is it still 10% or are you bumping it up?
No, I'm 10% that Spotify will drop them. But I tell you, the biggest badass move would be...
So you're 10% on Spotify dropping Rogan, but where are you at on Rogan saying, like you said, I don't need
Rogan
this.
Sees this
I'm
video,
done. I'm gonna
send a message to him. I'm gonna say, Joe, I rarely send. Just watch this and just please consider it. Joe, just please consider it. Okay, just please consider it. I'm telling you, and Elon, you're watching this. Sign $1 billion contract with Joe for 20 years. You can do it.
I bet he'd do it for free.
By the way, no, Joe wouldn't do it. Joe doesn't need to do it for free because Joe's attitude and the way he does things is worth $1 billion minimum. If I was running a media company, Joe's $1 billion 20-year contract. Joe's a minimum. I'm not even telling you high alone. That's a minimum. Joe's a $50 million a year guy for 20 years. And by the way, this isn't like I'm trying to get on Rogan. This isn't like how some people are like, oh, people say good things about Joe because they want to get on Rogan. I was on the Rogan show. We had a great time.
You've already been on Rogan.
Yeah, no, I'm saying this because I'm telling you, Joe's $1 billion net worth attitude. And Elon needs to come out and say, I'm signing a 20 or $1 billion contract with Joe for Joe to do his podcast on the network that I'm creating. I think that's what needs to happen. And that is the biggest power move. Oh my, people would be, by the way, check this out. Watch this now. This Friday, I'm having a meeting with a very powerful CEO of a major social media company that you all know about. He's coming here. We're going to have dinner together. Today's Wednesday. What is today?
Today's Thursday. It's tomorrow
night. Yeah. Maybe we'll go to dinner as well. So it's tomorrow night, right? Trump starts the Truth Network. Who's going to join the network? Who?
Alex Jones types.
Do you think AOC is going to be on that network?
No,
but she needs to be. Okay.
If she wants to do a debate, but not really.
But watch this. If Elon and Joe and Peter Thiel start a network, who would be on that?
Everybody, left, right, center, up, down, old, young, everybody.
I don't think AOC would be, but here's who would be. If this is Alex Jones, if this is AOC and Young Turks, and who else you want to put here? Bernie?
Yeah.
I think these guys, if this is center, these guys would be on.